Unmute me!
Listen to me, you whining little whelp.
From the Gettysburg Tour Studio.
Hi, this is Bo Brinkman.
All the DJs say this one's on its way. Number one.
You think I have something to do with science?
Shut up!
You're listening to From Studio 1A.
The popular podcast Addressing Gettysburg.
Cool.
Yes, sir.
Grabbed and pulled and hurt my neck.
Addressing Gettysburg today.
There's no time. Hello, exactly.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Hello. We're going to be, I'm quiet here because I'm afraid of overloading the system and getting that distortion. It's crazy how that works.
But you're taking away things that our audience can tell you is wrong, so that's not very nice of you. Because
Wait.
our audience is very helpful in pointing out what we do wrong.
Oh, that's true. That's true.
You're just stealing their thunder. That's not right of you.
Maybe, okay. Well, actually, somebody contacted me just today. I have to answer him back, but he is a DJ, not on the radio. Oh, maybe not on the radio. I don't know. But anyway, so he sent me this thing, and he said he listened to that last State of the show. And he said it was perfect timing for plans that he's been making and changes he's been making in his life to pursue a more creative venture and stuff. So I might have to just have him come up here for a meeting, and then while here go, hey, take a look at this board, will you? And tell me what the hell's going on. Because, like, the settings haven't changed.
Yeah.
So I'm guessing there's something on the fritz in the board or between the board and the computer. But ladies and gentlemen who are watching live now, if you hear, a crackling every once in a while, I don't know what that is. And we're trying to, I came here at like 2 o'clock today to try to figure out what it was, among other things. But what's weird is it doesn't seem to really do it on the audio that the board records. It just seems to do it on the video.
Huh.
So it's, I don't know.
Did we ever, did you or did we ever have that problem when it was Facebook?
No.
Is there
No.
any way it was possibly related to YouTube?
I would think that it would not be too likely because
I doubt it since we can replicate it without streaming.
yes.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah,
Okay,
it might be in OBS
Gotcha.
that the problem is. So I don't know. I got to look into it more.
Okay.
But
Well, get on that, man.
yeah, I know.
We have a quality production
I'll just,
that the people expect.
I'll go to.
Is that what we're
I
calling
know.
this?
Yeah.
Well, funnily enough, somebody sent me a message on Facebook about an hour and a half or so ago saying, is there an AG Today show tonight? And I said, yeah, at 5 o'clock. It's a little after 5. Sorry.
I'll say 5 o'clock-ish.
Yeah. I think I said around 5 because I just had a feeling that we weren't going to get off on an early start today. And he said, good, because it's become a part of our Friday pizza night ritual thing to have you guys on. So another reason, because I don't know if the hour refers to, him and his wife, him and his girlfriend, him and his boyfriend, him and his best friend, him and his cousin, or him and his kids. And so, another reason why we must watch our language.
Oh, yeah, good point.
And but today might not be the day to start that because of our guest that's coming on later on.
This show is not for the weak-willed.
No, nor the lily-livered. But this is our guest today. Should I say what she does, or should I just say that she's an author, and she will be on the show, and it will hopefully get everybody in the mood for Valentine's Day.
There we go.
And then make people like me feel pathetic on Valentine's Day.
I'm sorry, I couldn't hold it.
We were here yesterday, and Eric was so kind to point out that there was only one person in the room besides the guest who was also married that had a significant
Hey,
other.
that sounds like
so-
a you problem, not
yeah.
a me problem.
No, actually, in fairness, I joke about wanting somebody in my life, but nah.
You don't.
Not really. I want to
don't
be able
blame
to come
you,
and
man.
go as I want. I don't want to have to explain things to people, and other than Kathy, because she asked
Yeah,
me.
well,
you
you can't escape your mom. Yeah.
Right.
It's roommate, okay?
Oh,
It's
sorry,
roommate.
your mom mate. I don't know. I vacillate. I go
Yeah,
back
me
and
too.
forth. I mean, I do like if I go, I forgot to do the laundry today, and it's laundry day. I go, well, I could just put it off till tomorrow, and it doesn't turn into a fight.
Right.
You know?
Or where do you want to go to dinner tonight? Let's go out to the local joint with our friends. No, I don't want to. Nope.
Right.
I want to be able to do whatever I want to do.
Or I want to
without-
go out with my friends, but you don't spend enough time with me.
Yeah.
Well, then come with me and be a part of my life outside of this
I don't
house.
like your friends.
I don't. Yeah. Or whatever.
Does she say that?
Yeah, that's what Kathy says.
No,
Veronica
and
goes home on
ironically,
Friday
Everybody
evening.
likes Kathy, and that's why I get to tag along. But I'm always bringing up the rear because everybody's like, "Where's your mom? How's mom? What's Kath up to? What is she doing? Is Kathy hungry? Let's go to grab her dinner." Oh, okay. Well, I'll play chauffeur, so at least there's that.
That's why people
That's why I
invite you
didn't.
out, so Kathy can come
Right,
out.
exactly,
Yeah, everybody
that's
wants
what
to
I'm
hang out
saying,
with
yeah.
Kath. She's a great audience.
She's not too bad.
No, she's a wonderful audience.
She's
you know,
not too bad.
like last night after we recorded with Ted Hurt, we went to La Bella Italia.
Yeah.
6 questions: myself, yourself, Kath, and Ted Hurt. And I don't remember what we were talking about. I don't remember what I said, but there was something I said, and
Oh, I
it was at my
remember.
own expense. But
You were
that
flirting with the waitress, and we were all sitting back watching that and appreciating.
hey, it's
what we were
Valentine's Day
witnessing.
weekend.
Yeah,
Love is
yeah.
in the air. What do you
Yeah.
want from me? Yeah, she was not receptive.
Kathy, I think even at the jab she was taking, she was really pulling for you. I think at the end of the day, she was hoping the girl would give in.
No. No,
Is that the right
she's really
word?
not my
She would-
type.
oh,
Give
yeah.
in, yeah. Right. She would capitulate.
Oh, okay,
Oh,
here's
fine.
my number. Jeez, oh man, this guy's relentless.
She's like, fine, I'll give you. Yeah, yeah. Well, anyway, so whatever it was that I said, though, she almost lost her lunch, and not lost her lunch, but she almost, choked from laughing, and that's what cracks me up because I don't particularly think what I say is funny.
It's funny.
But no. But I'm like, I don't think it's as funny as the amount of laughter she's giving it.
Oh, okay.
You understand what I mean?
Yeah, you're
and
right.
Then,
She's a good audience.
right,
yeah,
and
yeah,
then
but-
she laughs really hard at it, and I'm like, okay, so maybe that was better because it's a little deeper. Like Kathy gets the deep jokes.
Oh yeah, no.
You know, where you have to think for a minute, and there's some layers to them. You know, real brilliant
Kathy
stuff.
picks up on the nuance and the
Oh, yeah.
innuendo and everything.
And
yeah.
those are the ones that she always cracks up at.
Yeah.
So that's good stuff. Oh, what else has been going on with you?
Oh gosh, not too much. I was just complaining before the show that I got the short end of the stick by working in the.
You were gonna say schlong.
Yeah.
You were gonna say schlong, weren't you?
Well, I mean, that might have something to do with what you guys were talking about before.
Why she wants to say single. Okay, so you got the short end of the schlong, and then what?
Yeah, at work. So the Franklin County Courthouse, which is like brand new, I don't know, maybe 2 months opened up. There was a water main break that actually went through about 3 different levels of floor the whole way down to the first floor. And the courts were closed, except juvenile court must go on. So they moved all of our hearings over to the hearing annex, and everybody else got the day off.
Now, why is juvenile court so important?
Well,
Don't you
juvenile,
have any
in
murderers
fairness,
to fry?
they'd be charged as an adult. So
No,
that's-
I'm saying, don't they have any murderers that need to go on trial?
Yeah, but the rules about how speedily you have to handle juvenile cases versus adult
that's right.
cases are a little bit more strict in
Yes.
Pennsylvania, so they really can't delay some things. Although that being said, both of the kids today that I was involved in, they were both at Liberty, so there were no issues in terms of delays or anything. So I think it's just easier sometimes to get the cases off the docket and keep them moving and everything. So that's why everybody made an effort to do that, but it just stunk because 90% of the people that are related to the courthouse had the day off and a nice long weekend, and I still got the email being like, "Oh, we found a spot for you guys. You'll be down at the hearing annex. Come on in."
Yeah.
Oh, thank you.
It's like when you're like, you know, I went to the Catholic school in my town, and there was one other Catholic school in my town on the other side, and then it was mostly a ton of public schools, you know, because it was a big town, and we'd listen to the radio on a snow day, and we'd listen, and then we'd hear St. Peter the Apostle, and we're like, close.
It's open.
Yeah, open.
yeah.
And we'd be like, ah! And then everybody else, all our public school friends from the neighborhood all had off.
Yeah,
we're
snowball
like,
fights and
the hell-
sledding
yeah,
and everything, and you're
great
like trudging
time.
to school. Yeah.
Yeah, 20 miles in snow, no
Right.
shoes.
Uphill, both ways.
So it was, you know, those were the days. Those were the days. But, yeah, I don't know. What else? There was something that I wanted to tell you, and of course
While
I should
you're
have written
thinking
it down.
about
Go ahead.
I look at this nice.
Oh, what did you get here?
I bought myself.
Yes.
I don't know if Where you can see this. I
A
bought
Von
myself,
Dedeman Co.
Yes, an
Look at
original
this.
with the 11th Corps, right?
And it's blue.
The third division.
Right.
Krzyzanowski, if I'm not
Polish?
I'm definitely not saying that correctly, but the
Yeah.
only Polish soldier that I'm aware of in terms of like
there's-
officer-wise.
Yeah,
over
yeah.
here. So,
Prominence. Yeah.
Look, it's so nice.
That is
It's
nice.
It's like I hope the color comes out and everything, but the blue
It looks great.
up against the yeah. I'm
And
very
I
excited
love
about this.
the I love the tan color.
Yeah.
I like the white color too, mine. And I look forward to one day this getting all dirty and like sunburned. That
And it stands out nice on yours too. The logo. Your
yeah, I've got
emblem
the
is red,
second
right?
core
Yeah.
there. Yeah. Beautiful stuff. And now on this one, where's my stamp? Is it on this?
You don't have one.
Oh, I don't have one because
that one was made before I got it.
So this is going to be a collector's item one day, ladies and
Yes.
gentlemen, because it's a PS version, pre-stamp.
There's mine.
So.
I don't know if you can see mine there. I can see it. But it is official, and
Oh, there you go.
I'm super proud to be showing this off pretty soon.
Yeah.
I might even wear this bad boy to the poker room to collect all my winnings when I go down to.
Oh, there you go.
Your chip bag.
Yes. But thank you, Eric. I'm really excited to start using that.
We do what we can.
It's just me and the missus. A little salty language doesn't phase, and it goes good with pizza. But you folks do what's best for the show. Okay, so that's the guy who emailed me. Well, we'll try. We'll try. It's going to be kind of hard. We're gonna have fun with this later on today. I almost want to tell everybody what our guest writes.
Well, why don't
But
you
I-
just give the well, okay, we're a history show, right? Like you're addressing Gettysburg, yada yada. We know that there were more than just infantry and artillery in the Civil War. We also had a navy, believe it or not. So just give the title of the
at Gettysburg?
Yeah, well,
Oh.
not at
Oh, in the
Gettysburg, but
Civil
just
War.
in the Civil War.
Which is
So-
what is the title of this one here? I've got several. Oh, it's Mates and
Mates and
Memories.
Memories.
Mates and Memories.
Right?
Yeah, cha-cha.
So
Arr,
yeah,
matey.
yeah. So we
Yes.
if we have your interest peaked, hang in there, and see if we can.
Do you remember when we were on the Bounty and we had a mutiny? Matey. Yar. Those were the days. Yes, that's what we're going to be talking about.
Yeah, it's always nice to surprise
Pirate Gettysburg book.
our listeners.
Yes. Well, we'll get to that, and hopefully we'll have. Now, of course, we're overselling it, and we're going to bomb. We're going to totally bomb when we do the
there's-
read.
I think having seen the pregame, I think that's
Speak for
totally
yourself. I
impossible,
never
so-
bomb.
Oh, boy. Estella says she always works dinner around the podcast. That is also flattering. A lot of flattery going on here. Thank you. Thank you. So people are still asking about Mike Lentz's hip.
Yeah, I missed that.
I did
you,
injure my
you
hip again?
re-injured
Oh,
it?
God, Michael.
Oh, my goodness. I saw that on Facebook.
Michael, what did you do?
Well, I did something stupid.
Yeah? How?
Yes. Well, I have a 20-pound weightlifting restriction, and I thought it would be a good idea to lift a 32-pound bag of soda syrup up onto a top shelf of a shelving unit on a stepladder. You can predict that one.
And what happened?
And all of a sudden, as I'm lifting it up, pop,
Oh, my
and
gosh.
I fell off the stepladder. So
Now, wait a minute. We got to talk to these Chick-fil-A people. What, aren't you making the big bucks so you don't have to worry about soda syrup? I mean, like, shouldn't you be sitting behind a plush
Well, you
couch
gotta
somewhere,
lead by
like,
example. That
making
only works
executive
so well
decisions?
until you hurt yourself. And then as you tell them, that's not what to, don't do that.
don't
Oh,
do
God.
that.
Oh, my God.
man, Mike.
So wait a second. I don't understand this. Explain.
I've given up on trying to understand it.
You were up on a stepladder and you were trying to lift
Yes.
syrup into the machine,
Yes.
and you fell. You popped your hip
Yep.
and then fell off the ladder.
Yes.
God bless America.
I mean, that doesn't seem out of the ordinary at all.
No, it doesn't. That's what's so sad.
Is your hip like? It's not dislocate. Like it's not popping out of place or
Do
something.
you
right?
have
it's just
one
like a.
anymore?
Yeah.
It's just right there.
Like
it's
just
it's in there. It's sprained again,
Ugh.
but
Ugh.
it's not as serious. So.
I thought I had a lot of like physical aches and pains and whatnot, and
Yeah.
then I met Mike, and now I don't feel nearly so bad about having an 80-year-old body at 36.
And
That
that's
is-
without having worked at Chick-fil-A. I
Yeah,
mean, thank
I
you
know,
for your
right?
service and all, but
Well, you know.
I mean, what did you really sacrifice?
That's
There's
fair.
a lot of,
That's true.
Oh,
Oh,
Bill
that's
Escort
funny.
just put a good comment. this is a lot of injuries for the service industry. Imagine if Mike was a NASCAR driver.
Oh, forget it. You'd have one race.
Yeah.
You wouldn't even get to the race.
Oh, God.
You'd have been killed practicing.
The Mike Lentz International race or Memorial Race.
Yeah.
God.
Oh, that is funny. All right.
Oh, Lord.
Well, all right. So why don't we do this? Let's take a break, and we'll come back with Vicki Castle, a local celebrity and a member of the literati. And is that a word? And then and we'll come back, and we're gonna have fun talking about her novel, Mates and Memories.
Nice.
And yeah, so we'll be right back, ladies and gentlemen.
Have something to add to the conversation? Give us a call at 717-420-1978 and get in the queue.
You will never forget.
You've heard us promote various ways that you can help us keep the show going, but one way we haven't pushed too much is our sutlery at addressinggettysburg.com/shop. That's a shame because we have designs over there by talented artists like Ty DeWitt of 1863 Designs and Mike Stretch of the Heritage Depot. So now we're promoting it. Buying shirts, hoodies, mugs, and other items from our sutlery not only helps us keep the lights on, but it also helps guys like Ty and Mike, and it helps spread the word about the show every time you wear an item or you sip from your mug. So head over to addressinggettysburg.com/shop and grab some merch. It's the perfect Christmas gift for the Gettys nerd in your family. That's addressinggettysburg.com/shop.
Welcome. You have in your hands a virtual time machine set to transport you to July of 1863.
More than 7 years ago, our father ruled such men in an army before.
This device immerses you in the stories that unfolded here at Gettysburg. You can meet the people who lived these stories.
They were trying to take away our way of life.
Stand next to them. Some will even talk to you. Explore the grounds to discover artifacts and secrets that remain here. And all the while, layers of information are at your fingertips. You're about to engage in a powerful new way to experience history. Your time machine is activated. The controls have rolled back the years, and you have arrived to witness a turning point in American history.
Have you noticed our revamped website at addressinggettysburg.com? Well, that's the fine work of a man named Mike Stretch, and he also redid our logo for us. Both of them I originally designed, and both of them were originally horrible, but now they're nice, and that's all thanks to Mike. Mike has an awesome t-shirt company called Heritage Depot. There you'll find great designs based on Gettysburg and the Civil War with t-shirts and other types of merchandise. So go to heritage-depot.com and spruce up your Gettys Nerd wardrobe. That's heritage-depot.com. Our favorite bookstore in Gettysburg is For the Historian, located at 42 York Street. It's because they have the best selection of Civil War books in Gettysburg, both new and used. And online, they have even more to choose from. And if the Civil War isn't your thing, that's not a problem. This is For the Historian, after all. They cover history from the ancient world to the 21st century with a strong selection of World War II and American Revolution books. It's astounding how many thousands of titles from Osprey, Savas Beatty, UNC Press, and more they have in their store. And that's because, well, they have a warehouse too. And that's where they keep all the books that are available online at forthehistorian.com. And folks, if you go to forthehistorian.com now and order books until you're blue in the face, be sure you mention that you heard about them on Addressing Gettysburg in the Note to Seller box, and they will refund your shipping costs. And if you prefer to stop by when you're in town, well, you could do that too. Just mention Addressing Gettysburg at checkout, and they'll take 20% off the retail price of your item. So go to forthehistorian.com or stop by 42 York Street, or you can call them at 717-685-5207. That's forthehistorian.com or 717-685-5207.
You're listening to Addressing Gettysburg.
Like wiping with sandpaper. Ouch! Here's Matt and the gang.
All right, Eric informed us that we were back while we were all just doing our own thing. You guys were gabbing at something, and I was looking for a file. And okay, so we're back. And ladies and gentlemen, Valentine's Day is coming up on Monday. It is a day full of love and passion and dancing for some of us. I wouldn't say the lucky, but I would say the obligated. Because I mean, that's the beauty, right? That's the beauty of Valentine's Day for single people. Is it's another stupid day, and we don't have to, as a guy, don't have to spend a fortune keeping up with the Joneses.
Right.
See, this is the thing about Valentine's Day I never understood, and no girlfriend I've ever had goes along with me on this one. I always say, hey, let's have our own Valentine's Day. Let's not be like everybody else. Let's do so that it actually means something. And then they go, but you're saying Valentine's Day doesn't mean anything? No. Hallmark created it. It doesn't mean anything to me.
Right.
And I don't love you any more or less on that day. Why don't we do a day where we don't have to wait in line for an effing table? and you know, but they don't sell Valentine's stuff, you know, in July.
And they don't have the special prefix
like
menu.
Yeah, okay.
I mean,
right.
You obviously don't love me as much on those days.
It's clearly I date women with no depth or imagination. So I'd rather be single.
Or they're onto your stuff. One or they're onto you, Matt.
They're onto me. I'm just trying to get out of spending a fortune.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I just don't like the idea of like
you're just not dating the right people.
No kidding. That's why I'm single. I can't pick the right people.
Katie and I are doing our own thing.
Yeah. Good. Oh, see, you guys, you get it.
Yeah. Big plans.
Katie gets it.
Can you shed light? What are you guys doing? Let us live vicariously.
You're right. Katie gets it. What are you doing? Are you doing it on Valentine's Day or Valentine's Day weekend? Exactly. Good, Eric. Good.
No, we're gonna do it next weekend.
Perfect.
I think we're gonna get a hotel.
Whoa.
Oh.
Hey, we don't. Yeah. Okay.
PG-rated show.
Okay.
I mean, we don't. We don't have any kids living at the house, so like, don't have to get a hotel room to do that.
Right, but no, but it's not it's the hotel makes it a little more, you know, dirty.
Better not be. I'm not staying at the Colton.
You know how on Modern Family, Phil and what's her face, his wife, would go and meet at a hotel and they'd pretend to be other people. You know, like, so they'd make up some goofy character names and then.
I've never seen that show.
Oh, you've never seen that show?
Oh, you are
Sorry.
missing
You haven't
out.
either?
You're out on a limb by yourself.
You are
everybody.
missing out. That is an awesome show.
Well, that's Eric and Katie. Wait, what? Yeah, you're Burt Macklin, right?
Yeah. If you've ever seen Parks and Rec, there's two characters. It's Andy and Averill. And they have like alter egos. One of them's Janet Snakehole.
Janet Snakehole.
And the other one's Burt Macklin.
That was it.
And when we first started dating, because my ex-wife was still living in my house at the time, which was terribly uncomfortable. Let me tell you.
Oh, this is a story.
Yeah, I was trying to, prevent her from finding out who Katie was, so that I could save Katie from being stalked online because my ex-wife is a raging psychopath.
You don't need to.
And,
you don't need to say all that.
Well, So we came up with code names, and we picked Burt Macklin and Janet Snakehole, and to this day, that is what we are known as in each other's phones. I am Burt Macklin on hers, and she is Janet Snakehole on mine.
Oh
and at this point, it doesn't even phase me that I'm not texting somebody named after my wife. It's just that's just who it is.
Right.
That
You
is
just
an
got used
amazing
to it.
story.
Yeah.
That's actually.
She did start out as Ethel Beavers.
That was the woman up in the records.
Yeah, absolutely. That was the woman who worked on the fourth floor. Yeah, she was Ethel Beavers for 2 or 3 days, and then she was like, I don't think I like that name.
That's good stuff. Well, anyway, so we don't have Ethel Beavers with us, but we do have Vicki Castle with us. Vicki is a local. Would smut our author be the proper term, or what is the term that we use? Romance novel, is that it?
Yes.
Okay. Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't turn you up. Romance novel.
Yes, I write dirty books.
Dirty books.
Dirty romance.
Interesting.
Steamy romance.
Dirty, steamy romance. So, what exactly do you like to write about? Like, what subject matter do you like to write about?
Whew. Well, my first one was a normal people kind of book, and the next one's more.
What do you mean? As opposed to?
Well, the rest of them were paranormal romance, like werewolves and stuff. Because there's a huge werewolf population in Gettysburg. I don't know if you knew.
Yeah. Oh, I know. I hear them in the mountains sometimes at night, howling on the full moon. So you do werewolf. So it's sci-fi romance.
Fantasy or urban
Fantasy,
paranormal.
yeah.
There's all kinds of fancy terms, but yes.
And what made you decide? Like, did you read that genre before, or
Only recently. So I grew up reading a lot of historical romance and some such. And
like,
then,
what was your favorite historical romance book? The Thornbirds?
No. I read a lot of Victoria Holt and a lot of the English kings and queens nonsense.
Oh yeah. Okay, women like
That's
that.
actually how my husband and I started talking.
Kings and queens.
I told him I liked historical books, and
Smut.
so he handed me The Killer Angels. I was like,
Ah.
it's not exactly,
Not exactly
but
what I meant.
sure, I'll give it a go. So-
And you're like, at what point does someone bare her bosom?
right?
Yeah.
There's not even any girls in it.
That's true. So you have you're from Australia originally.
I am. Yes.
What part of Australia?
Adelaide.
Adelaide, and you live in Gettysburg now.
Yes, I do.
So Gettysburg to Australia, how does that work?
Well, lately, thank you, COVID, it has not worked at all. So
You haven't been back to Australia?
not for a good few years. It's it's been a while.
I would imagine it's easier to see whoever you want now because they're all in prison camps, aren't they?
Well, they've broken out.
Oh,
so,
they have.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, good.
And
good,
actually, South Australia was the only non-penal colony, so
No,
my
I'm-
lineage is not.
I'm talking COVID camps. Aren't they in COVID camps now? Or is that not true?
I believe they're a little freer at the moment. At least that's
Okay.
the story my mother keeps telling me, so that I'll actually.
Well,
come
there's a gun to
visit,
her
but,
head.
you know.
Yeah. Saying, no, we're free. We're very free. There's somebody go.
They're a lot stricter than us. That's for sure.
Yeah, they are. All right, so you get here to Gettysburg, but you've been writing these for years, right? Or is this a new thing?
Actually, last year, middle of last
Oh,
year.
last
I started
year.
writing. Yeah, I've
So how
always
many have you
wanted-
written in a year?
3. So
3. That's
I've-
pretty good.
Well, 2.5. So I've always wanted to write books. I did not always want to write funny
Smut,
books, but I started reading them, and I figured if they can do it, I could probably do that. So here I am,
Well, I mean,
cranking out dirty books.
we've got some samples here, and in a little bit, you and I are going to go through them and play the roles of Mandy and who's the guy?
So the guy, his name is Blake.
Blake, of course. A lot of
You look like a Blake.
A lot of people
That's
said,
perfect,
you
yeah.
you don't look like a Matt, but you kind of remind me of a Blake.
Blake.
Yeah.
Blake is a lovely name.
Blake. All right, good. And so we'll get into that in a little bit here. But so how is the response to your books been?
Good.
Good.
Yes. So the first two were published on an app. So there's a lot of people that read a lot of these types of romance books on this app. So
is this an app for romance books, or is it just an app for like self?
It is mostly
created.
romance books. There's a few, fantasy or
Right.
All of them have extra elements like a mystery element or a fantasy element. But for the most part, the most popular books on this particular app are the fantasy dirty romances.
Right. And so when you write a fantasy dirty romance about werewolves, do you have to like do any kind of research as to what the rules of werewolfdom are, or?
Not so much. You can follow the standard, I guess, accepted werewolf verse, but you can also make your own rules up and make some changes. A lot of people make a little change here and there. So.
And what are your werewolves generally like? Are they? I'm guessing the man is also
hot and sexy.
Yes, yes.
So.
Hair in all the right places.
Yes, yes.
And is the main character Blake? Is he a werewolf?
He
in this?
is. Yes.
Oh, so I'm a werewolf.
So.
Oh, I don't have any fangs. All right. Well, we'll do without them.
Yes.
And he's a werewolf who suddenly turns into a man. Is that how this works? Like I don't.
They're people, but they can turn into a wolf.
Oh, they turn into a wolf.
Yeah.
So they're born people. How do they become werewolves in your world?
They're born. They're born to it. Yes.
So
they're not bitten werewolves. They're born werewolves.
So someone had to bed down with a wolf.
Yes, they typically live in like these werewolf packs or communities, and they mostly associate with other werewolves. But sometimes they'll knock up a witch or a human, or make a little mini hybrid.
Then you got a witch wolf,
right?
Witch.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay. So the latest book that you have coming out is not really about pirates, mates and memories.
There are no pirates, but that is a great idea, right?
Fooled you, audience. Okay, so you it's not about pirates. What is it about? Mates and memories. That's what we're going to read from in a bit.
So in the werewolf universe, typically they have a fated mate, a person that they kind of have this instant love bond with. And most werewolves accept that and live happily ever after. But every now and then you can reject your mate. And in this book, the princess, she rejects Blake. Poor little Blake. And
so then this is good for me to play, Blake. I know how to play this role.
And the part we're going to read is Blake kissing another girl. So
all right.
She's off. Yeah.
Well, should we get into it now? Would you like that? Now,
Yes, please.
Owen the clapper, you're going to be back there. You're going to have to clap at certain moments.
I love the wig. That's my favorite.
Like moments where, whatever, wherever you think an applause belongs. Do I have it on straight?
Sure.
Where's
Doesn't
the part?
matter.
No, it's fine.
It's fine. Okay, the part's supposed to be in the middle. Just want to.
Who was the character Will Sasso used to? Oh, Kenny Rogers.
Kenny Rogers.
Hi, this is Kenny Rogers, jackass.
Okay. All right. So let's see. Should I have some romantic music in the background here? What kind of music would you set this to? Sweet music or sexy music? I got sweet. I got sexy. But you gotta give me
Discovery Channel song by the. You remember that one?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Baby ain't nothing but mammals.
Absolutely.
So let's do it like they do on the Discovery Channel.
It's the Barry White of my generation.
All right, maybe is it set on a farm?
They are currently at a party, and they're in a farm.
they're
I don't know if I like where this is going with the farm animal sounds.
They're at a party. Okay. All right. So then I think I'm gonna go with this music here. Okay.
That's nice.
Is that good? Yeah, baby. All right. So I'm playing Brett, Blake. And this is from
Alpha Blake.
Alpha. Oh,
Get on with it.
all right. This is
You're
from my
strong
perspective.
and handsome.
Here we
just so
go.
you know.
Strong and handsome. I've never played that before.
That's not for everything.
Where's he from?
Well, just some random werewolf pack. Actually, a werewolf pack, but it's not a specific state or area that you would be from.
United States?
Sure.
Oh, okay.
Yes, it
West
is.
Virginia.
It's just it's not.
West Virginia?
Isn't that where they have the werewolf population? Yeah.
Mandy and her friend was a
He's from North Jersey. He's from North Jersey.
Oh, I'm sorry, Eric. Is this show not entertaining? Okay, here we go. Mandy and her friends are sitting in a group of old chairs. In daylight, no one would sit on any of the furniture we have at these functions. When we were first years? What is
Yeah.
that? Oh, first year
they're at a
students.
college.
Yeah, gotcha. Okay, thank you. That would have helped. Thank you. When we were first years, I remember wanting to shower in hand sanitizer whenever we helped with setting parties up. Luckily, with glistening lighting and a lot of alcohol, everything seems so much nicer. I pull up a seat. Before I have a chance to register, the hot-kissing bandit is in my lap, her hands running in my hair. F. I've gotten myself in too deep here. The first word is cut off here. What is it? Oh, she stamps her lips on mine. It's a little wet and sloppy at first. I didn't really know how to participate properly since it's technically my first time. Go ahead, your turn.
You've never done this before, have you?
Shit. Is it that obvious? I shake my head slightly. You'll have to teach me. Slowly, she bites my lower lip, tugging it as she leans away from me a little.
Gladly.
She seductively whispers in my ear when she lets it go, but not before adding,
Kiss me like this.
I follow her lead. Soon, the din of the party fades away. I forget about Oliver and his giggly companion. I forget about my pack doctor watching nearby. I forget about my princess. I find a rhythm. It just happens naturally, smoothly. And goddess, I could kiss this girl forever. The F is that, and goddess. Who's the goddess?
The goddess, the moon goddess.
Ah,
That's
thank
who
you.
they swear by.
It's like I've woken up. Like, despite what I had been through, there was still a spark of worthiness buried somewhere inside me. I wonder if my princess can feel these kisses. Later, we grab a lift back to the academy, and I walk her, hand in hand, to her room. What's her name? I feel like such a D word. I've been making out with this girl all night, and I know nothing about her.
Ask me again next Saturday.
She leans forward. You okay, Alan? She leans forward and pulls me in for a deep kiss. I think I'm getting the hang of it until she throws a curveball and grips my family jewels through my jeans. I have my mom's necklace in my pocket. I let out an unintelligible groan. She pulls her face back, but not her hand, and gives me a wicked, smug look, rubbing and stroking me through my jeans. I find myself gripping both sides of her door frame for support. I swear... No, I can't say this part. I swear I'm not going to last very long right here in the hall and in my jeans. Thank F the hall is deserted. She's relentless, and soon okay, this is... Well, hey, if you want to find out what happens to Blake and Myrtle, Jesus, you gotta get the book.
So red.
Give me 1 second here. Oh, and what in the world are you doing? What is that? I'm supposed to get that while I'm in the middle of a performance. You're showing me a wolf getting shot?
That's a coyote. That's not a wolf.
Coyote. It's not even a wolf. It's a coyote. It was a good shot, though. Exploded. Don't do that when I'm performing, okay?
Is that what we're calling that?
Okay, how do you expect me to get into the role of Blake? Come on.
Really hope historians you have on.
Trying to get his Valentine's love.
Use your brain.
Yeah. Killing the mood. Shooting
Anyway,
animals.
that's
Not
it.
cool.
Thank you. You guys are great.
You did a great job.
Thank you. You're so wonderful.
If I'd have known we were going to do this, I would have brought like candles for ambiance and shit.
I know.
Yeah.
Sometimes I like to
Sorry,
surprise
I'm hot
everybody. Did that turn you on?
I'm just embarrassed.
I can tell. All right, let me get this stupid itchy thing off my head. Okay, so yeah, if people want to now, where do they find you if they want to?
I have a Facebook page, Vicki Castle's Reading Coven.
Reading Coven. So you got the werewolf and the witch thing going on here.
Right. I'll throw some witches
Coven
in the next
and pack and okay, go ahead.
And I'm on TikTok. And
You do dancing?
Wow, TikTok.
I do not dance yet because that would involve actually showing myself on TikTok.
Right.
So far, I put other people on. My dog, she's a star on TikTok.
Do you put excerpts from the books on TikTok?
Not yet, but I will.
Do people?
I put the cover on there a bunch of times.
What is your name on TikTok?
Vicki Castle _author.
Okay.
The
All
same
right.
on
Vicky
Instagram.
VICKI or okay. Just making sure that.
What do I do now?
No, I'm looking at the comments. Estella says, no wonder Matt can't keep women very long. That wig. That's funny. And then Rich Snyder says, Eric burying his face in his hands is priceless. And Bill Pike is losing his supper. Well, sorry Bill. We tried. Yeah. Oh, now he claps. Okay, so I'm sorry, I interrupted you. Where do people go to find it?
The actual book will be released on Amazon on the 15th.
The 15th, okay.
This month.
So do you have your own account on Amazon? Can people find Vicki Castle on Amazon and all the books that you have?
Yes, there's only one on Amazon right now, which is this one.
Okay.
And there's some on other apps, which will eventually make.
And what is the name of that app?
Dream.
Okay.
Yep, there's one on Dream, and there will be one on an app called Good Novel that's just starting now.
Good Novel. All right. Very good. Well, Vicki, would you like to stick around for the rest of the show with us?
Of course. You guys are way too fun to leave.
You're absolutely right. We are way too fun to leave. And but we're going to leave for just a quick moment, and we're going to take a little break. We'll come back with Vicki and a little Valentine's Day surprise for you, even after all this, a little bit more, because love is in the air and all that crap. All right, so we'll be right back.
Matt and the gang will be back after these words, but don't fret. Our commercial breaks are designed to help you plan your next trip. Stick around.
Our favorite bookstore in Gettysburg is For the Historian, located at 42 York Street. Isn't it, Eric?
You're darn tootin', Matt.
It's because they have the best selection of Civil War books in Gettysburg, both new and used, and online they have even more books to choose from.
But Matthew, what if the Civil War is simply not my thing?
Not a problem, my fine four-fendered friend. This is For the Historian, after all. They cover history from the ancient world to the 21st century with a strong selection of World War II and American Revolution books.
It's astounding how they squeeze thousands of titles from Osprey, Savas Beatty, UNC Press, and more into their store.
And it's also astounding how you and I both squeeze into our pants every day. Well, handsome, they have a warehouse too, and that's where they keep all those books that are available online at forthehistorian.com. And folks, if you go to forthehistorian.com now and order books until you're blue in the face, be sure you mention that you heard about them on Addressing Gettysburg in the Note to Seller box, and they will refund your shipping costs.
What if I prefer to browse in the store and don't want to go online to get my books?
Great question, Doodlebug. Just mention Addressing Gettysburg at checkout, and they'll take 20% off the retail price of your item. So go to forthehistorian.com, stop by 42 York Street, or call 717-685-5207. That's forthehistorian.com or 717-685-5207. Well, the 2021 season is over, but that doesn't mean you can't get a jump on next season. In fact, Getty's Bike Tours will reward those who do so with a 15% discount. All you got to do is book a tour for 2 people or more between now and March 31st of 2022, and you'll receive 15% off your tour. So call 717-752-7752 and book today. Discount only applies to tours. Audiobook narrator Mike Scott. When selecting your next audiobook, choose from some of the great titles narrated by audiobook narrator Mike Scott, like Bloody Autumn, the Shenandoah Valley Campaign of 1864. If you're an author or publisher interested in having your written works produced as audiobooks, give Mike a shout at MikeScottVoice.com. Mike Scott, the voice of history. And Civil War Trails. It's the world's largest open-air museum, and they offer over 1,300 sites across 6 states. Drive the Gettysburg Campaign
train turn by turn, paddle to Frederick Douglass's birthplace, or hike to remote earthworks and artillery positions. Visit CivilWarTrails.org to request a brochure and explore their interactive map. Follow Civil War Trails and create some history of your own.
Need a Corps badge or other insignia for your uniform? Then check out the Badge Maker. Here's what some of his satisfied customers had to say. Miranda said, I ordered an identification disc from Joe and it's fantastic. He hand stamped it exactly as I wanted. It has a great rough on-campaign feel to it and was reasonably priced to boot. Greg said, my unit has purchased from him in the past. Quality badges and good service. And Jerry S. says, the Badge Maker is the go-to place for accurate replica Civil War badges. Visit CivilWarCorpsBadges.com and attach a message with your order saying you heard about him on Addressing Gettysburg.
Gettysburg, a Nation Divided mobile app, is relaunching this summer. Gettysburg, a Nation Divided is an award-winning mixed reality mobile application using augmented reality technology. It transports users into the most crucial moments in the Battle of Gettysburg, the turning point of the Civil War. Users can listen and watch historic figures share their stories as lifelike animated avatars, traverse 360-degree image sequences of the battlefield. Its cinematic battle sequences are narrated by actor Scott Eastwood. The mobile app is available for free on iOS and Android. It's designed to be used anywhere, at home, at school, at the park, or at Gettysburg National Military Park. It uses GPS to help guide you through your journey to see the stories and events unfold at the exact location where they occurred. So go into your phone's app store and get it now for free. That's Gettysburg, a Nation Divided.
What's up, everybody? It's Pat McGuire, co-host of the History Things podcast. Co-host Matt Borders and I offer a fresh new podcast taking on some of the most famous as well as some of the most unheard of stories from U.S. and world history. Always conversational and approachable, we take the deep dives that you want into history, as well as exploring the rabbit holes that you didn't even ask us to. New episodes every quarter with follow-up episodes roughly 30 to 40 days afterwards. Download the History Things podcast on most major podcast apps, including Apple Podcast, Google Play, Spotify, and by asking your Amazon Alexa smart device to play the History Things podcast. Follow us on Facebook and Instagram at the History Things podcast. As always, thanks for listening. Now back to the show.
You're listening to Addressing Gettysburg. You're listening to Addressing Gettysburg.
My funny Valentine.
What the hell? Here we go.
Civil War Valentine.
Why is this happening?
You make me smile with my heart.
Why does your face contort that way?
Your looks are laughable, Eric. Unphotographable. Yet you're my favorite work of art.
This might be the most horrifying thing that's ever happened.
Is your figure less than Greek, Eric? Is your mouth a little weak, Maple?
Look at you!
When you open it to speak, are you smart?
Oh my God.
Don't change a hair for me. Please give some of your hair to me.
Please.
Stay, Civil War Valentine. Stay. Each day is Valentine's Day. 2, 3.
Well, you can't say it because it's too small.
2, 3. Is your figure less than Greek, Eric? Is your mouth a little weak, Matthew Borders? No. When you open it to speak, are you smart?
I do this under protest.
But don't change a hair for me. Not if you care for me.
All I need to do is roll rocks down on you.
Little Valentine's Day.
Or don't.
Just go. Each day is Valentine's in the Civil War, and that's what we're talking about today. Oh, yeah. Oh, thank you, ladies and gentlemen. You are wonderful. You are a wonderful crowd. You've always been. Thank you.
Clearly, that's a made-up audience.
Thank you. No, they're out in the parking lot.
You're listening to the man who is adored by his haters and just tolerated by his fans. Here's Matt on Addressing Gettysburg Today.
I don't remember that.
You don't?
Well, I didn't remember that happening, and then once it started,
all
I
came
did
back.
remember it happening, but I didn't remember it being so long and like physically
excruciating.
painful.
Well, because you didn't know I was going to do it. I think I hoisted it upon you, or foisted it.
Foisted.
Foisted.
Yes, foisted, yeah,
Foisted
yeah,
it on you, and you kind of just had to go with
You
it.
may have been able to hoist on us. That was heavy.
Yeah. It was you know people who say Valentine's Day? Doesn't that drive you nuts?
Not as much as people who say biscotti.
Oh, biscotti.
Or
Yeah.
Italian.
Or ambulance.
Italian drives me insane.
Italian.
So does Oregon.
Oregon.
God, Jesus Christ.
Oregon.
Learn English.
Yeah. Is Oregon an English word? I don't think it is.
It's Oregon.
It's Oregon.
Yeah.
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 People from Oregon
Like
say Oregon.
Italian.
And is
you don't say idly, like the
Right,
country
right.
isn't idly.
Right.
It's Italy.
And how about what's the other one? Is it Nevada or Nevada?
That actually can go either way.
I've
Because
known
I've met people from Nevada that say both.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In the show Veep, they had a whole episode called Nevada. And throughout the whole episode, they would correct each other when they would call it Nevada. So I guess in their mind, it's supposed to be Nevada. I don't know. Yeah. I don't know. Okay, so we had that special treat for you there, and I realized that I really don't have anything. I don't have any listener emails to read this week. And as far as news goes, let's see what's going on in the show news I'm talking about. Monday we have Jill Titus. Dr. Jill Titus is going to be on Patreon, and of course the winter lectures from the weekend are going to be on the free feed. By the way, speaking of winter lectures, in case you didn't listen to the very end of last week's Tim Smith lecture, he will not be doing one this weekend. No, it's okay. It's okay. You can repeat it later because people don't tune in at the same time. He won't be doing one this weekend. And so we're just going to have the park lectures. So you'll be having 2 lectures to listen to this week instead of the normal 3. And I think, I don't know, maybe Veronica knows when he's coming back. So we'll save that for the
Don't put me on. I just know about this weekend.
Oh, okay.
Jerk.
Oh, well, this is a weekly show. So we'll update you next week. Yeah. We'll update you next week on all that stuff. By the way, if you want to join us, 717-420-1978, 420-1978. That's the phone number to call. Be here or be somewhere. I won't say that. Yeah. Okay. And then that's it for me there. And so let's just effing do it.
You doing news or events first?
She's the gal who knows what's going on. So take notes. There's a test at the end. Here's AG Today's lead anchor, Veronica Brestensky, with news, traffic, weather, sidewalk conditions, and what's happening this weekend.
I must have all possible information.
You goddamn mean dirty son of a bitch!
Okay, Ronnie, go ahead with the news. What have we got
All right.
in the news?
So a little bit of a slow news week as well. When you were saying there's no listener email or anything like that, there's just a few items of potential interest. One is that we did locally suffer a house fire that basically destroyed a home a little bit west of Cashtown.
Remember the other day, it was last night I was saying that there were fire engines screaming and the other morning?
Yeah, well, I believe, if you heard that, that was an accident on Chambersburg Street on Tuesday
it could have
morning.
Been.
It shut down Chambersburg Street to one lane for about a half an hour. So I know we talked about like poor drivers around this area, right? And just in this single week, the Gettysburg Times talked about 2 different accidents that required medical hospitalization on each of them. So one was Tuesday morning on Chambersburg Street in town, a little bit east of Franklin intersection there. A gentleman just drove into the back of a CSX work truck and had to be he got out of the car.
I thought you were going to say train. I was like, what the hell is that doing on Chambersburg Street?
Yeah, no, there was a CSX transportation work truck, and I'm not sure. They've been doing a lot of actual road work on Chambersburg and York Street and even around the square, so I don't know if the truck was parked and this gentleman just drove into the rear of it or what happened, but the news article did say that he was able to get out of the car on his own accord, but he was taken to the hospital for what they deemed to be non-life-threatening medical issues.
Well, that's good.
Yeah, that's good. But then the very next day, there was further out, I guess that would be east on Chambersburg over towards the Cashtown intersection by the Adams County National Bank.
Right.
There was another 2-vehicle accident where it resulted in a hospitalization. Someone had to be actually extricated from their vehicle. The picture looked like the driver's side door had to be cut open, and that person was taken to the hospital, and there were no further updates on their condition. But I just as a commentary, you all know that I work at For This Story and now 1 day a week.
Right.
And we are right along York Street, and
constant sirens.
I work from 10 to 5, right? It's a 7-hour day.
Yeah.
And if there's not at least 3 emergency vehicles of some sort, whether it's an ambulance, a police, a medic, a fire truck, something going right down that section of York to wherever. Now, granted, the fire hall is only a half a block away, but these aren't all fire trucks. It's amazing how many accidents and problems we have in this little tiny borough. Like, I came from the city of Pittsburgh, which is the second largest in the state, right?
I know.
And I don't remember ever downtown or even in the outskirts where I live, like seeing that many. It's amazing.
I grew up, like you, in a highly densely populated area, and I don't ever remember so many sirens and emergencies and accidents and certainly cars running into buildings.
Yeah.
I mean, it's such a weird thing.
It is
to me that they run into buildings.
Yeah.
Weekly, almost. I mean, it seems that way.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not really weekly, but it seems like it's weekly.
No, very often. Very often.
Recently, we haven't had any, which is good.
This is the second week now that I haven't reported on one, but 3 weeks ago there was a report of one, right? So in the area,
right.
But so anyway, just a little bit of updates on just normal newsworthy things. I will end the news segment on good news, trying to keep with that being a theme. Yeah. So the New Oxford Lions Club, they're actually part of what we call the District 14C Regional Lions Club. They presented a $2,000 check to the Leader Dog representative. The Leader Dog program is actually a training program for future guide dogs. They are located and affiliated with the Lions Club International in Rochester Hills, Michigan. That $2,000 check is going to go to sponsor 4 future guide dogs. So that's some good news. There was actually a picture in the Gettysburg Times that associated that, or that was associated with that news article. Actually, one of the local lions here in the area is legally blind, and he was pictured with one of the just the most adorable little golden lab that's going to be part of the training program. So that was some good news. We do, it's not unusual to hear some good stuff coming out of this regional area about things like that. So
I do notice that our papers do actually print good news too.
Yeah,
like,
absolutely.
Feel good stuff, which is nice because when you read anything that's any bigger than a local newspaper, they tend to be more doom and gloom.
Police
and
blotter stuff. That's about it. Yeah.
It's just all miserable stuff. So that's good.
If I believe it was the Lions Club. I could be wrong, and maybe it was the Rotary. But whoever has the fruit sale,
What happened?
I think someone saw a message or something.
I read I read a comment from your husband. As a matter of fact.
What did he say?
I did not do it.
He says it's the werewolf population.
They're bad drivers.
Okay.
One of your stories.
Go ahead, Ronnie.
Maybe that's the storyline. Like a werewolf gets in a traffic accident, the EMT comes and
there you go.
Oh, true
and
love,
he's laying in the bed.
Yep.
Hairy chest, all exposed, and then what? Could take it from there.
I'm not into hairy chests,
but he's a werewolf. Why'd you pick a werewolf? Pick a vampire then. They got no hair.
Hairy when they're in their wolf form. When they're in their non-wolf form, they need to be all beautifully cut and not hairy.
Is that how that works? Okay. Okay.
Very Chris Hemsworth, you know.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah. Okay.
Henry Cavill, Chris Hemsworth, bring it on.
Henry Cavill is a handsome
know who that
gentleman.
is.
Yeah, it's Superman. Plays Superman.
The Witcher.
I don't
The
know.
Witcher. He was on
Oh,
The
yeah.
Tudors.
The Tudors.
I saw that. I still don't know.
He was in
Oh,
Yikes.
that other one.
how do you not know who Henry
What's that other
Cavill
one?
is?
What was it? What's that? Oh, shit, I can't remember the name of it. Anyway, all right. So go ahead. So yeah, you were saying.
No, that's all. That's the news. And just,
All right.
I
Well
have
then,
the house fire you mentioned. Is that the one where a 100-year-old man died?
No, that was a
No,
couple
that
weeks
was a
ago,
few weeks
unfortunately.
ago.
Yeah. This one, so going back to the bad news, there were no human injuries in that house fire, but they did lose the family cat, so that's kind of sad because
in the fire?
pets become
What a way
family
to
members.
go.
So
Sure.
but
And that was out by Cashtown.
a little bit,
or
yeah, but
past
it's,
Cashtown.
well, 3 miles west of Cashtown.
Okay.
So the neighborhood, I guess specifically, I'm not familiar with this, but it's the Pine Haven development west of Cashtown.
Never heard of it,
Yeah.
but okay.
Yeah.
But the
All
reason
right.
I ask is 2 of my neighbors are volunteers at the World War II Museum.
Oh.
And that man was a World War II veteran.
Oh,
And
my
so they had been out there
gosh.
interviewing him a bunch of times. But
Oh,
they had
my goodness.
all kinds
Aw.
of footage and photos of his records to send the family, which was nice.
Mm.
Yeah.
I mean, it sucks that he died.
Well,
Right,
yeah,
yeah.
It's not
But
fun
it was
to
good
die.
that they had all that
Yeah.
stuff to give the family.
Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, that was a sad story. I remember.
Reading it.
Well, yeah, I remember the details and
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, it was. Yeah. So, okay. So then, that's the news then. So
That's
the
the
good
news.
news is the boy got a puppy or something,
Yes.
right?
Yes, there was a
The
puppy.
guide dog program.
Guide dog. There you go.
Yeah, we're the
Okay.
beneficiaries
Right.
of the
But
Lions.
yeah, that whole thing.
This weekend, where the action is.
What's there to do and see when you're in town this weekend? Here's Valerie, Veronica, to fill you in.
It's all covered.
I want to know what is there for me to do this weekend. By the way, I got a message. We're going to get a little of our little Shapinski action going on this
Oh,
weekend.
nice, yeah.
Matt
Oh, really?
Shapinski and his wife are up, or they're on their way actually. I think right now. And he sent me a message and he said, "Hey, you know, I know that you guys are all really big and famous now, and probably don't have time." Why does everybody laugh when I say that? And probably don't have time for the little people anymore, but can we hang out with you? And I said, absolutely, yeah. We have a fee
I'll
now.
schedule you in.
Yeah, I'll schedule in, and there's a $10,000 appearance fee. So
Well, Kathy is a big fan of the Shapinskis. We had a lot of fun
we
last
had
time
fun
they
with
were
them.
in town.
Yes.
Walking around.
Well,
town-
so tomorrow
town
night
and
we're gonna
everything.
go get something, whatever. Maybe we'll figure that out or whatever. You're gonna be around?
We'll see.
Oh, what are you doing? What do you got going on this weekend?
I'm gonna go fill
There's
this up
some,
with the winnings from the poker.
Poker
Oh, you're-
Chips calling her name.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
just finish by 3:00 and be back by dinner.
No, it's an hour and a half drive down to Baltimore. That's
No, it's all right, guys. I'll be around.
Yeah, Eric
It's
will-
okay. Don't worry about it.
Yeah,
I'm good.
you're part of this, Eric.
Am I?
Yes. Eric, of course you're a part of it. You just never come when we invite you.
it hurts.
It hurts. It hurts a
Well,
lot.
like last night,
So
you guys
I'm
were,
running
hey,
here.
you want to go to dinner?
Yeah. And
It
you
was-
No,
almost
I had work to
No.
do.
Oh yeah. Well, in fairness, thank you. This is that's
Yeah.
very nice.
We're glad you didn't come out because that's a really nice bag.
Oh, that took me like, I don't know, half an hour or so. It was the other bag that I'm like halfway through assembling
Aw.
that I needed to work on.
Oh, boy, you.
Don't forget, I know where you live. And I assure you, I am far better at physical violence than you are.
Oh, I believe it. I believe it. I believe it. All right. So you're what's going on the
Oh,
weekend?
what's going on this
Yeah.
weekend? All right.
Jeez,
So-
you want me to play the intro again?
Oh, yeah. No, I'm waiting for this music to be over. I feel
Oh.
like Cam now all of a sudden. Would you knock that off?
I
Oh,
can't concentrate with this music on.
yeah. Stop. I'm not going to talk till that's done.
By the way, are you going to go try to? I know because the Thaddeus Stevens stuff at the beginning of April is going to be here, and it's the same weekend our buddy Cam is headlining. I believe, isn't it the first, second, and third?
That's the Thaddeus Stevens
Yeah.
for sure.
And
Is
then I
that
think
the Thaddeus
Cam's is the
Stevens?
second.
Oh, is it?
I want to say
Yeah,
it's the
I'm pretty
second.
sure it is.
Oh, I thought it was later in April for some reason.
No.
Well, then I can't.
So we might have to split up
so
though.
I'm free.
We might have to split up. You might have to cover, for the show, you might have to cover the Thaddeus Stevens stuff. Take notes and pay attention, pictures and stuff.
Yep.
Huh?
Steve Pham's coming the 2nd of April.
Okay. So
Alrighty.
that's great. And then, I mean, I love Steve, but
He's giving a talk at the college.
It's wonderful. I don't go to the college.
We don't get invited to
We
that
don't get
stuff,
invited
so-
to.
I'm inviting you, dumbass.
No. Like
I
an
don't think you're in a
official
position of
invitation.
authority to,
Yeah.
like, invite
It's
us.
my event.
No, we're talking embossed, laminated gold leaf invitations.
Hand
yeah,
calligraphy.
yeah, calligraphy. That's you don't.
Yeah,
count.
don't you know we're famous now?
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Anyway, so I think then I'm gonna go down to see Cam because
One of our
somebody
patrons,
has to.
Offered to sponsor.
Well, you said
your
that there's
presence there, right?
there's a ticket there for us. Yeah.
Yeah,
Do,
that's
what do you
nice
have to pay normally?
Yeah, it's
I thought Cam only
Yeah.
does free appearances.
I
He's
mean, he might not
there
be
yet.
charging the organization.
He might
to
not be getting
appear,
paid, but somebody's getting
Yeah. Somebody's pocket's getting heavier.
Well, I look forward to it. I want to see Cam up there in his glory, and
think
I'm
you
very
should-
curious.
I think my suggestion is it's either recorded or videoed. That would be fantastic.
Yeah, I'm going to try to videotape
That'd be
it.
great.
Yeah.
What exactly is
If
Cam
he'll let
doing?
me.
A
What?
presentation on the swamp dragons.
Swamp dragons.
Yeah.
He's the headliner at a lecture on a
Swamp
full day
dragons.
lecture about West Virginia history.
Now, we
Yeah,
say...
it has something to do with like the West Side Story and West
Yeah.
Virginia during the Civil. It's
Right.
strange. There's a lot of clapping and like choreography.
Yeah. dances. See, weird stuff like that. He's like, he goes, well, on one side you had the Westies, and then on the other side you had the Easties, and they fell in love. A guy and a girl fell in love with each other. When you're a Westie, you're a Westie all the way. Or however that goes.
But I heard dragons, so I'm all about it.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Virgilia, I just met a girl named Virgilia.
Did we actually talk about anything that's going on this weekend? So
No.
far?
No, we're still waiting.
Why
to
don't
get
you just
there.
replay the intro?
What's there to do and see when you're in town this weekend?
I do what I can.
Veronica to fill you in.
It's all covered.
All right. So this weekend is the last weekend to grab your copy of Sickles at Gettysburg and
that's
get
right.
started start
started.
reading. For the upcoming new book for the Addressing Gettysburg Book Club. And it's also your last opportunity to get on the email list. Mr. Byers, Steve Byers, the organizer, is going to be sending out an email sometime this weekend, I think, with the questions and topics for the first reading assignment or whatever you want to call it. I hate to use that language because
Assignment sounds like school.
It sounds like
Yeah.
academic. Like, this is a very laid back group. I want everybody to not feel pressure to join it and just enjoy, even if you don't do the reading, sit back,
Yeah.
enjoy the conversation and everything.
Not to say that you're stupid, but if whoever might think this,
You're about to fight.
but but if
She has letters after her.
Yeah, expensive letters.
she's got the law on her side. No, but if I don't want to say that you're stupid, but if you think
Me?
that if you think that anything that this group of people would do would be serious and stuffy,
right?
I mean, come on. Yeah, I mean, you haven't been listening, but it is good that you did say that, though, so that people do know that it's not like you have to turn in your assignments. There's no book report. In fact, I just found this out last time that you don't even have to even read the book. You can just come and listen to people who did. Like talk.
Yeah.
That's what I do.
Yeah, what a great Cliff's Notes that
I
is.
just show up and interject opinions on a book I've never read.
Yeah, I'm gonna start doing that. I thought I had to be caught up, and that's why I fell behind and I stopped going to the meeting for this one here.
Yep,
Yeah.
no pressure. And there's also no pressure to participate. If you just want to sit back and listen, you
right.
absolutely can do that.
You can sit and
so
listen.
to get on the email list and to get into the group, it's Addressing Gettysburg Book Club at gmail.com. So Steve Byers' email on behalf of the Gettysburg Book Club is Addressing Gettysburg Book Club at gmail.com. Hurry up and send over an email and pick up your copy of Sickles at Gettysburg at our sponsor for the Historian,
20% off.
2 York Street. Yes.
Yes, mention us, you get 20% off.
Or free shipping if you're away. So
That's true. And I think you get 20%, don't you, on top of this free shipping, or did he change that?
Well,
because you should tell me so I can put that in the ads.
20% off is normally kind of across the board when you order something. Like, that's just a nicety, and then the free shipping is with the
on
AG
top of that.
addressing.
Okay,
Yeah,
got it.
So he's actually kind of eating a little bit of a cost if
Yeah.
you actually live out of town. But Larry's
so
a good dude.
He is a good dude, and that means we have to give him volume. So when you go there and buy a book, buy several.
Right. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you. Also, since you mentioned Thaddeus Stevens, I will remind everybody the Thaddeus Stevens Society is going to be hosting the 230th birthday celebration, like you said, the first weekend in April. So it is not too soon to start planning to come for those events. You can get tickets to there are 2 different banquets, one in Lancaster on Friday, one here in Gettysburg on Saturday after the dedication of the monument outside of the courthouse. And then there's actually a presentation over at the Caledonia State Park on Sunday. But all of the information with the lineup of the different events and everything is at ThaddeusStevensSociety.com. Stevens is Stevens. So ThaddeusStevensSociety.com. So head on over there. And make sure you get the banquet tickets because those are going to be neat. And there are some free lectures and things, but they are asking that you at least give a heads up so they have a count. So that they can have chairs appropriate for the number that are going to be attending.
Do we know who the lecturer is going to be?
So there's going to be a lot. No. There are going to be a lot. I know Bruce Levine, who just wrote the book on Thaddeus Stevens. There are some other scholars and experts on Reconstruction and Thaddeus Stevens. I know Ross Hetrick, the president of the Thaddeus Stevens Society, has been working his rear end off, getting everything lined up. I believe the mayors of both Gettysburg here, Mayor Freeling and the mayor in Lancaster have at least acknowledged that they want to be involved, and there's going to be members of the council and things like that, other dignitaries and things. So he's really putting a big effort into getting this to be a nice event the whole entire weekend.
Yeah.
So check out the lineup on the website there.
And he really, really loves Thaddeus Stevens. Like we had him on Patreon, and I think that's actually available on YouTube now, the video version of it. And he's very interesting to talk to. He knows a lot about the guy. Yeah. And is he the only member of the society, or are there other people that help him? Like.
Oh no, there's a board. Actually, you are looking at the acting secretary right now. We unfortunately lost the secretary earlier this year to cancer. She passed away, and unfortunately, no time is good for someone to pass away, obviously. But right in the middle of this fairly big event, that position can't go unfilled. So I'm the acting secretary as of right now. There's a treasurer. There are board members across the country, actually. And then the membership to join the society is, I think, $25 a year. So much like a Civil War Roundtable, your donations go to support literature being sent out on a quarterly basis to the members, any kind of events. We support the Thaddeus Stevens home in Lancaster, where he's buried. We support cleanup efforts because that cemetery there, the Schreiber, I always get it wrong. It's Schreiber, I think, cemetery is actually abandoned. I mean, he's not the only one buried there. There are a bunch of people buried in there, and the Lancaster city, I guess it's a city, they don't really maintain it per any kind of contract or anything like that. Yeah. So that's a lot of cost, and we're trying to set up an endowment to make sure that is cared for. So there's all kinds of different activities, regarding Thaddeus Stevens and his legacy, not only here in Gettysburg, but also where he ultimately moved to Lancaster and passed away there. But yeah, the organization is fairly big. I don't know what the total membership is. My understanding is apparently Pearl, patron here, and her family,
Pearl Shannon,
became members. As a result of Ross's interview and passion for the subject matter of everything Thaddeus Stevens. So he's an interesting guy. Actually, I'd hope maybe we can have him on a little bit closer to the celebration and talk about the specifics.
Yeah, I'd like to have him on again.
Yeah.
I mean, for those of you who maybe the name sounds familiar but you can't place it or something, here's Ross reading. These are just excerpts from some hate mail that he got, or that we got, and he read.
I hate you guys! Shut up! Stop! And your stupid sound effects! How does Valerie put up with you? You're not funny! You're assholes! You guys suck!
And that's it. That's it right there.
Shut up!
That's my favorite one. Shut up. shut up. Okay, go
All
ahead.
right, so those are future events. But coming this weekend, just a reminder that the Sykes Avenue / Little Round Top tree cutting for the National Park Service did officially start this week. The Sykes Avenue Little Round Top area will be closed until tomorrow, when it will reopen tomorrow and Sunday just for the weekend, and then it will be closed again for the 14th through the 16th for the remaining trees to be removed.
Yeah. So let's be clear in case anybody half heard that it's not closed. It's just closed for a few days
while they're doing the tree removal.
Right.
Just right now. And again, I'll remind everyone, this is just the very preliminary stage of the preservation or the restoration project that's going to be coming. But because of some endangered bats that we're expecting at the early spring for nesting and roosting and everything, they had to get these trees out before they were expected to get here. So they had to do it this month, and it's just some initial tree cleaning on pretty much, Sykes Avenue.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, if you're in town, you can still enjoy Little Round Top and Sykes Avenue as long as you get here tomorrow or Sunday.
Right. Weekends only for now.
Weekend, yeah.
Hang on there, Ronnie. Let's see who we got on the phone here. Caller, you are on the air.
Hey, guys. Matt Shapinski here.
Matt Shapinski.
Hey, Matt.
Hey. How you guys doing tonight?
Oh, we're fine, Matt. We're fine. We're just sitting here doing a show that needs to keep on going with the momentum. So if you could just stop with the small talk.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Well, I had a question for you guys. Speaking of things going on this weekend, I heard that it's February Rock here in town. I guess there's going to be a bunch of artists or bands playing at different pubs and wineries around. Did you guys hear anything about that?
Is it February Rocks or Gettysburg Rocks?
Let me see here. I got the paper. It says February Rocks. It's hosted by Four Diamonds. I think it's supposed to be raising money for childhood cancer.
Childhood cancer. Yep.
Okay. I haven't heard anything about that. Have you?
Yeah, for sure. So
Okay.
the Pike.
Well, you're the newswoman.
I know the Pike pretty much sponsors this every year, or at least does some kind of rock show every year, and I think it's packed. If you go on their website or at least their Facebook page, they have a lineup of all the different performers that they'll be expecting this week.
gbergrocks.com.
gbergrocks.com. And so Gberg Rocks is doing February Rocks?
No, that's not the right thing.
Oh. Disregard.
Yeah,
Carry on.
I wasn't. If Matt knows something better than I do, I was only aware that it was the Pike. I'm not sure that it's other. I was not sure that it's other businesses, but if it is, I stand corrected.
Yo no say, Matt. What about you? Do you know more?
Yeah, at least on their venue list here, it looks like the Pike, Jack's Hard Cider Tap Room, Reed's Winery, Big Hill Cider Works, Plowman Cider Tap Room, and it looks like they're also going to have a few at Battlefield Brew Works, Flood Zone Brewery, and Mela Kitchen.
Oh yeah, Mela's
but I'm
good.
I'm not familiar with any of the artists on here. I wasn't sure if you guys, if you knew about this and if you.
Who are some of
said,
the artists?
You got to see this guy or that guy. There's a whole list of them here. But Jack's Jam Band, Faith Noel, Copper Bet.
That's
West
my
of the
stage
Lord.
name, Faith Noel. It's true.
Yeah, I mean, there's a whole list of them here. Most of them, I guess, are single the people's names. But yeah, I didn't know if you guys said, you got to see this person out in town when they're playing or anything like that.
No, I a lot of times, especially by Plowman Cider out on the square there, you'll hear bands when the weather is nice, and a lot of good musicians in the region. I don't know who they are. I don't know their names. Although we did go to see, my friend and I went to see Colin Southfield and the Mushroom Country Band last weekend. They were playing at Plowman's, and they're really good. That's the band that does the opening song. And so I got to see them play live, and they're just as good live as they are recorded. And, because recording, you can never really tell because there's so many ways you can make a recording sound perfect. But they are just as fine a musicians as they sound in that recording. So, but yeah, I really am not in the music scene anymore. I'm too old.
No, all good, all good. I figured I'd check in and see if you guys had any recommendations, but
No.
we're gonna have to tool around town and check some of these guys out.
Yeah, when we have dinner tomorrow or something, I'll sing for you.
Let me put it this way. I don't think you can go wrong because, like you said, it does sponsor or benefit the Fawn organization. This is the Penn State Childhood Cancer fundraiser. So I don't think you can go wrong with any of the artists. I'm sure they're all donating. My guess is they're all donating their time to perform. I wish I could find them. I don't see this on them on the list, but there is a local man and woman duo that play quite often at I can't remember their names right now. They play at the Gary Owen upstairs quite often, and they are really good. But I don't recognize their names on. I don't see their names on this list. And if anybody wants to, see the entire list, there are performances starting at 5 p.m. today, and then all day Saturday. And
where are the performances tonight?
So the Pike Restaurant and Jack's Hard Cider. And then tomorrow we have Reed's starting at 1 o'clock, 1 through 11. There are five venues. The Pike again, Jack's again, and then Plowman, Big Hill, Cider Works, and Reed's Winery are all going to have different acts. Some of them start as early as 1 o'clock in the afternoon, and then they go. The latest one to take the stage anywhere that I see tomorrow is at the Pike at 10 o'clock, the Garrett Schultz Band. So experience tells me that like the quote unquote like headliners or the bigger draws are probably going to be like the 7, 8, 9 o'clock kind of groups, but maybe I'm wrong about that. So
there's only one way to find out, Ronnie.
Yeah, go.
So go and tell me on Monday.
Yeah.
No,
If I
no,
can
maybe
hear
we could do that.
we can...
Maybe we could do that. So yeah, do you hear this?
Interested, Gettysburg Rock's Facebook page actually has a picture of the poster that was put out. So thanks, Matt.
Matt, do you hear this? That Veronica, upon hearing that you're coming to town, said, "I'm leaving town."
No.
Hey, I have that effect on women in general, so that makes sense.
Wow.
You and me both. It comes with the name, Matt. All right. Well, we'll see you.
So.
Yeah. Are you in town yet? Or are you still on the way?
Yep, we just pulled up to our hotel here, so we just got into town.
Oh, very nice. So you'll join us for dinner
Well,
then.
yeah. Why don't you? Tonight would be fantastic.
Yeah. Your treat. Okay. All right. We'll talk to you later. No.
That sounds good. No. Well, thanks for checking in. I'll touch base with you and we'll meet up then.
Okay. Very good. Sounds good. Thank you very much.
Guys. Nice chatting.
All right. We'll talk to you later.
Thanks. Bye-bye.
All right. So what else you got there, Ron Stamp?
Okay, so specific to this weekend, in addition to the shows, the winter reading adventure through the National Park Service is continuing. This
online?
week. Yes, it is because of the children. It is online. This
for
is
the
not the adult
children.
one. On their Facebook page at 11 a.m., they are going to be reading the book Lincoln Clears a Path, Abraham Lincoln's Agricultural Legacy by Peggy Thomas. So,
wow.
Yeah, kind of deep.
Right.
Yeah, but
Wow, okay.
sounds interesting. And then Saturday at 1:30 in person for the adults, Dr. Jill Titus is actually presenting at the Gettysburg National Park Service.
And that is why we're putting the interview
How
out
about
on
that?
Monday.
It's like you're smart
It's
or
like
something.
I know how to do some things.
Yeah, some
not,
things.
Not a lot of things.
She's
but
going to be
some.
talking about her presentation is called "Those Who Died Here Will Then Have Died in Vain," and it's specific to the 100th anniversary of the battle, talking about civil rights activity and Cold War politics during the 100th anniversary of the battle here, specific in Gettysburg.
I'll tell you, her book, Gettysburg 1963, and then there's a long subtitle. I forget the name of the subtitle, but it's really interesting because it's about the centennial celebrations, and it just puts it all in the context of the Cold War. And we did an episode of. Why are you looking at him?
Because that's literally just what I read.
I know,
that she's
no,
talking
but
about.
I'm just yeah.
I thought we were
So-
playing this game again where Matt does not listen to Veronica.
Well, I
and
also
was-
didn't notice
yeah.
that you did that, but no. So
Which is not the
I
same
don't like
as not
this game, by the
Right,
way. Yeah,
exactly.
right. Yeah.
So we did the interview about Chapter 3, which is about the cyclorama building, the old cyclorama building, which is no longer stands up in Ziegler's Grove, and what a great example of, as Eric would put it, government incompetence. That whole project
Wasn't that kind
was.
of rushed to be?
There, no,
Like
well,
Project 66
they
or something?
wanted
What
it
was
to
it
be
called or
done.
something?
Yeah, Mission 66.
Okay.
They wanted it to be completed, I think, by 61, but there were all these problems. Like materials were substandard. Just all this stuff that just
The whole
got in the
building
way.
was designed by the architects to
temporary,
use
right?
some like relatively exotic building materials
Yeah.
that weren't particularly easy to get
To
a hold of or work with.
Yeah.
And some things were substituted that probably shouldn't have been. And so the building didn't really ever work like it was supposed to.
I think they had
surprise.
They had these doors under the drum where the painting was. There was an auditorium, and the doors slid open so that you could put more people on the lawn and have like a little amphitheater thing. But the doors were only openable for a year. And then after that, the building settled and they wouldn't open or close the right way. So they just, said, well, F this. So that was that. So yeah, so it's
interesting.
Yeah, but it is a very interesting book. There's other stuff in there, and it's just really what really helps you if you're one of these people who like me are only recently, like in the last couple of years, starting to realize just how pervasive the lost cause narrative has been, and gotten into everything, history books up north. I mean, like it was just everywhere. And the thing that's so odd to me is that the victors, on the whole, but there were exceptions, went along with it. Like they, especially during the centennial, you got to get the book, Gettysburg, 1963. Get the book. It's on our website, and also you can get it on Amazon and a million other places.
Not Amazon. You can get it at For the
bookstore.
Historian.
Thank you very much.
Located at 42 York Street. 20% off if you mention Addressing Gettysburg.
And you can get it for this. Okay, go ahead. Okay, go ahead.
Teasing. And then Sunday's lecture is actually going to be presented by Ranger Tom Holbrook. He is going to be doing, I think they did this last time too,
Yes.
treasures from the collection of the Gettysburg National Military Park, if these things could talk. And I believe he did something, if I remember correctly, last time with a surgeon's kit or something like that. He did something
There was
about
a
the
surgeon's
medical...
kit, yeah.
Yeah, so that's
and then
kind
I
of
think the year
interesting.
before he had a peach from the peach orchard that was canned
I
or
vaguely
jarred.
remember that, yeah.
Right after the battle, apparently, supposedly.
Yeah.
It's shriveled down to nothing, but it's still fascinating. I wonder what that smells like if you open it. If it smells like anything.
I don't know.
Like hell.
Alcohol.
That's what I thought. Yeah.
So a couple other things just to put in your calendar for next weekend. The Gettysburg Foundation is going to be hosting Dr. Lawrence Keener Farley. He is the retired director of education at the National Civil War Museum, and he is a Gettysburg National Military Park volunteer. He will be presenting brief talks on the flags that are being exhibited during the Colors of the Blue Flags exhibit from 10 to 3 in the group lobby at the Visitor Center. So that's free to the public. That's Saturday the 19th from 10 to 3. Also on the 19th, there's going to be an evening with the painting. Licensed battlefield guide, author, and historian Chris Brenneman is going to be doing a behind-the-scenes evening with the painting presentation. If you're interested in tickets, that show starts at 4 o'clock. You got to get your tickets in advance at the GettysburgFoundation.org website. And when you're there, you can actually look the whole entire series or calendar of the evening with the paintings for 2022 have been listed. They're about monthly, so if you can't make this month's on February 19th, go ahead and book your tickets for some other month this year. They do sell out, so get those tickets in advance. Also, a reminder that the Children of Gettysburg Museum, Children of Gettysburg 1863 Museum, is still open with the winter hours Thursday through Sunday, noon to 5, and that is the old Rupp building on Baltimore Street if you're looking for something to do with your kids. And then the final reminder specific to Adams County residents is it is going to be Adams County Day at the Visitor Center. What that is, that's on President's Day, the 21st, so Monday the 21st. Residents of Adams County, when they show their ID, can enjoy all the privileges of the Visitor Center for free, including the film, cyclorama, and museum experience. There are also going to be a few Adams County related events. I believe there's going to be something like apple cider at the cafe. There's going to be some, I think, chocolate there that has something to do with Adams County. So everything Adams County, if you're off for President's Day, go ahead and take advantage of just flashing your ID and getting a free entry into all the normally cost exhibits at the Visitor Center.
All right.
And that is it, guys.
That is it. Vicki, thank you very much for coming on. Did you have a good
Thank you for
time?
having me. I did have a good time.
And thank you very much for
Blushed that hard in a while.
That's what she said. Thank you for helping
literally
me.
just said
Thank you for helping me work through that scene, through that performance.
I hope it helps you with your weekend.
With my weekend?
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Finding yourself a
Oh,
Valentine.
please, that'll never happen. But
You know.
it'll help me with my sleep tonight because I know I did the finest performance
just
I could
knocked it
do
out of
without a
there. Yeah,
rehearsal.
sure did.
I mean, there was no rehearsal there, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, that's no rehearsal. Can you imagine with a couple of months of practice? Holy Lord, have mighty, almighty, whatever.
Well, you have a couple weeks until the 26th, so maybe you can practice and do like a.
Oh, we'll do it live.
Yeah.
F it, we'll do it live. All right, that's what we'll do. Don't forget, 26, all sold out still, but don't worry, we'll let you know if anything opens. Talk to you next time. Happy Valentine's Day.
Gettysburg Today is hosted by Matt Callery and Veronica Brestensky, Esquire. Produced by Eric, the producer, Moni. Applause led by Owen the Clabber. Guests of Addressing Gettysburg Today stay wherever they want. That's not our concern. To be a guest on the show, send an email to eric@addressinggettysburg.com. Addressing Gettysburg broadcasts from the Gettys Bike Tour Studios. Get a 15% discount on your next tour with Gettys Bike. I'm Huevos Grande, the voice of Addressing Gettysburg Today. Thanks for listening.
Georgia. That's right. Hey, what happened? There were many Union men with joyful tears when they saw the enemy like they had not seen for years. Hardly could they be restrained from breaking forth in cheers while we were marching through Georgia. Hurrah, hurrah, we bring the jubilee. Shut up! Hurrah, hurrah, the flag that makes us free. Shut up! So we sang the chorus from Atlanta to the sea while we were marching through Georgia. While we were marching through Georgia. While we were marching through Georgia.
Hi, this is Bo Brinkman. If it looks like a duck, walks like a duck, quacks like a duck, it's not a chicken.
This concludes our broadcast day.